This coming Monday, September 27th, will mark the 1-year anniversary of the start of the Zogg Fire. Over the past year, investigators from my Bureau of Investigation, as well as CAL FIRE, have worked tirelessly on this case. As a result, I have determined that we have sufficient evidence to prove, beyond a reasonable doubt, that the Pacific Gas and Electric Company is criminally liable for their reckless ignition of the Zogg Fire and the deaths and destruction that it caused. Today, in the Shasta County Superior Court, we have filed a criminal case against PG&E alleging 31 counts, which includes 11 felonies and 20 misdemeanors, as well as multiple enhancements. Fela McLeod, age 8. Elena Rowe McLeod, age 46. Kenneth Bosson, age 52. And Karen King, age 79. These are the 4 people that lost their lives as they were fleeing from the Zogg Fire. Along with their lives, we lost countless animals, both domestic and wild, that were killed. 204 structures were completely destroyed and 27 were damaged. 56,388 acres in both Shasta and Tehama County were burnt when the fire went from September 27th through October 1st. Under the law, corporations like PG&E can be held criminally liable for the crimes of its directors, its agents, and its employees. While criminal prosecutions of corporations is rare, one of the primary reasons to charge a corporation criminally is a finding that illegal behavior is widespread, it's serious, it's offensive, and it's so persuasive that the only appropriate action is criminal charges. My office has made such findings and believe that criminal charges are appropriate at this time. PG&E, as a utility, has both statutory and regulatory duties to mitigate fire risks by removing hazardous trees from around their electrical lines. These duties are clearly laid out in both the Public Resources and Public Utility Codes. In this case, they failed to perform their legal duties. Their failure was reckless, and it was criminally negligent, and it resulted in the death of 4 people. On September 27th, the Zogg Fire started when a gray pine with significant visible injuries fell into a PG&E electrical distribution line along the Zogg Mine Road. PG&E had a duty to remove this tree. In fact, PG&E contractors had marked this tree as hazardous for removal in 2018, but it was never removed. The gray pine was left in place, leaning towards the electrical line with significant visible defect in its trunk until ultimately fell on the electrical line in a windstorm. As you can see, we have a few pictures here with us today that show the gray pine that was over 100 feet tall, had a 23% lean on the downslope towards the electrical lines. And what you can see is that there had a significant pre-existing defect in the cavity of that tree. And these are pictures as it was found after the fire had started. Electricity is essential, and when a company such as PG&E cannot safely do business without constantly shutting off power entirely, and even with that, still causing catastrophic wildfires, there's a serious problem that needs to be addressed. A problem that cannot wait, as lives depend on it. And the job of the district attorney is to address these criminal problems when they occur. Whether it's a robber, a rapist, a murderer, or a corporation, I will use every tool possible to promote public safety. These catastrophic wildfires that PG&E has caused not only have resulted in numerous deaths, 8 in San Bruno, 84 in Paradise, and 4 here in Shasta County, but they have caused countless respiratory health issues for communities that are forced to live day in and day out breathing unhealthy air. There are serious long-term health risks of wildfire smoke exposure. That's why we have also filed numerous counts related to the unhealthy smoke emissions caused during the Zogg Fire. You may wonder why criminal charges against a corporation that can't go to jail. Well, because PG&E has a history with a repeated pattern of causing wildfires that is not getting better. It's only getting worse. Just in the last few years, they have ignited the Camp Fire, which took 84 lives, and for which they are already a convicted felon. They are also being prosecuted by Sonoma County for starting the Kincaid Fire, and now here in Shasta County for the Zogg Fire. Most recently, it appears that the Dixie Fire, which is almost 1 million acres and continues to burn even today, was started when a tree fell onto a bare, uncovered PG&E distribution line in that area, for which myself, as the district attorney for Shasta County, along with the district attorney from Butte County, Plumas, Tehama, and Lassen, have joined together to open a joint investigation to determine PG&E's possible criminal liability for starting that fire as well. This repetitive conduct further illustrates their recklessness and their criminal negligence when it comes to vegetation management. And these are just the recent major catastrophic fires. You will also notice from our filing today that we have also filed felony arson charges against PG&E for recklessly igniting the Daniel Fire, the Ponder Fire, and the Woody Fires, all occurring here in Shasta County over the last year and a half, both before and after the Zogg Fire. It's time that they change, and change does not come by doing nothing. We cannot afford to do nothing. Those that lost loved ones need justice. They need someone to fight for them. They need to have those that are responsible for killing their loved ones to be held criminally responsible, especially since this fire was completely preventable. Even though we announce criminal charges today against PG&E, I want to make it clear that our investigation does not stop today. We are committed to continuing to investigate, continuing to dig and build our case to hold additional people, including individuals and other corporations, criminally responsible for starting of the Zogg Fire. It is our hope that PG&E's pattern of reckless behavior stops here, that they will take steps necessary to prevent future loss of life and destruction of property that their company has so recklessly caused and continues to cause.